Feeling nervous because you have already made your decision to Mexico City? Or you still think about it? You don't know what you are going to see. You don't know what to expect on your first day. Would you like a shot from now, from this moment, to start creating mental images about what your destination vacation trip be like? And maybe your future next dream home? Why not? Well, this video is going to talk and teach about everything you will need, about everything you will need to see and know from now on before having one of your best trips, if not the most unforgettable trip in your life. And listen to this, since you won't even need to be there in Mexico City to feel what it really feels like to be there. We will have a lot of fun together in the next few minutes of this video. Prepare your eyes and senses to go to Mexico City right now. So are you ready? Then give me your like and here we go! And one thing I didn't tell you is that when you're still flying, almost landing, you can already see the magnitude of this city. From here your experience begins, definitely. It's true as everyone says, a monster in front of you. And don't take it wrong, but you will get a little nervous with a little anxiety when the plane staff say through the microphone that it's time to take your luggage and leave the plane. Yes, it is. It's time to grab your phone and continue looking to go to the next step. With this, I will give you the tip number 1. For this tip, I will tell you to get ready about a month in advance by booking your stays from then on. I recommend Airbnb or any other room or hotel reservation app. Remember that by then, having already reserved your place of stay, you can directly put your destination quickly on the Uber platform as soon as you are leaving the plane. The Uber application will definitely be the most reliable during your entire trip stay in Mexico City. And even for those, or perhaps yourself if you decide to move to Mexico, the people who live here, including us Mexicans, we use Uber a lot right now to transport ourselves due to the confusing situation that it can be to use the public transport service in some of the cities that we do not know. Tip number 2. Now imagine that you are there, that you are still in the airport leaving the plane. Go get your bags and wait patiently at the baggage claim carousel. Do not order your Uber taxi even until you have your luggage in hand. Tip number 3. Go directly to your room, especially if it is night. If it is daytime, you can more calmly start interacting with the city and with your host. Ask to your host for some good recommendations. They will happily tell you what is going on. Tip number 4. Be sure to choose a place that is close to the historic center. Also, make sure that when you choose your place of stay in advance, when choosing, check that in the photos your room looks good and has good interior and exterior decoration. Believe it or not, but this is an important part of your first day, of your first impressions of this city. And not only of this city, but of this whole country and every place in the world that you go to. And something that personally, and as a Mexican, I am going to recommend and say from the bottom of my heart here is that you try to choose Mexico City as the first place to start getting to know Mexico if you really want to know and experience the true Mexican culture. Because this area of central Mexico is the true heart of the Mexican culture and where it begins to spread out of all other states. For me, this is the main door to the world of culture and folklore of this magical country. Something very similar to what happens with the city of Tijuana, of which I will make another video soon. And now pay attention here, since in a few minutes I will reveal to you something very important that many do not know yet, but only the best travelers, and especially the new millennials adventurers, know this powerful secret of life. Stay tuned, as this will be revealed to you in a minute. Tip number 5. In this tip, I will talk about real Mexican culture. Now imagine that you arrived at night, and the next morning, when you wake up, you open your window. Welcome to a new planet with fusions of different styles. Mexico, and especially Mexico City, is a fusion of many countries together in this scenario. Get ready to open your window and look outside. A new unbelievable planet with a fusion of many styles. The fusion of many countries. This city is like the cities of New York, London, Paris, that are made up of people from many countries. A city formed and migrated by people from many parts. And I told you to stay close to the Historic Center Plaza, since a part of being a super safe tourist area, it is close to almost everything that your eyes have to see, yes or yes, if you come to this country. Tip number 6. And this is going to be just the beginning of your eating time sensation. Prepare your mouth if you come to Mexico City, and also your stomach, with some protective pills, so that you can freely eat whatever you want to eat. Not only because of the spicy flavors, but also because of the new strong ingredients, highly seasoned food that you will get into your stomach. But surprise, since this is not a bad thing at all. Welcome to a new planet of flavors. Because remember that Mexico is not only a country of surreal culture, it is also a country of surreal food. A new world of adventures for your spirit and your palate. Tip number 7. And now get ready for a culture odyssey. Keep your list and map plan handy of the best highlights to explore, because this is just the beginning of your adventure in Mexico. Museums everywhere you turn and fix your gaze. In the first place I imagine your eyes will see is the beautiful monster El Zócalo, the largest main central square in Latin America, and one of the largest and most important central squares in the world. Places like the Aztec style of El Templo Mayor, making this unique contrast with the Spanish style of the Metropolitan Cathedral, adding the murals of Diego Rivera inside the Baroque style Royal Palace, where the president works and gives the famous shot of independence on September 15. If you come to Mexico, you definitely have to experience what this country has to give to the world and to the planet. Come and imaginarily enter a world of underground places that exist here in this country. Come to this world full of skeletons, schools, cemeteries, like is what represent us in a lot of the marketing advertising, and even the paintings of the greatest and best artists in the world. Colors wherever, and that make up this mosaic country of emotions, Mexico. From deserts, forests, mountains, Gothic cemeteries, churches, cathedrals, to suddenly tropical Caribbean beaches and jungles. Are you ready for your visit to Mexico City? I know you are already getting excited about this great adventure that you are about to experience. And finally, here I have what I was telling you about.
And what I told you, I will reveal to you if you stayed up until this point of the video. Here I have that powerful secret of life and what is so important and that many still do not know, only the best travelers and especially the new adventurous millennials. Here it is. And there are two things that I will talk about. One of them I have called this out of the comfort zone. Today, adventurous tourists who want to go one step further than just sightseeing are known as millennials.
They are people who decide to go further into the town beyond the tourist area line. People who want to go to the countryside, authentic towns where they can go to interact one on one with locals. This is one of the two things that I had to tell you, and that many are taking into account as a new way to heal the body and soul, and thus improve their lives. There are people who even put themselves to the test by taking just enough luggage in a backpack, and they take a bicycle, motorcycle, public transport, even hitchhiking to put themselves as much as possible in more difficult situations that make them leave their comfort zone, which is an activity of flow, which books such as the book Flow by Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi talk about how extremely healthy it is to challenge yourself higher and higher, and Mexico City is not left out of the possibility of entering this category of discovering, coexist, and leaving the comfort zone. Also, because it is not as dangerous a city as it has been thought to be.
And the other thing that I'm going to reveal to you, the other of these secrets of life, I have come to this spiritual benefit.
Another secret is the powerful spiritual help that going to places other than the one you are used to seeing on a daily basis brings. Connecting with a place through their culture, history, and nature are among the things that millennials are appreciating the most today, for the opportunity to feel more intensely the land they are walking on. It is also the way not only to connect with the place you are on, but also with the present moment that many spiritual sages recommend to heal the soul. And people who appreciate the spiritual life, this is where they come into their element.
If you have enjoyed and find useful this video, then give me your like and subscribe to listen lots of things, but not just tips, but stories, adventures of this country, and adventures of this planet Earth. Also comment below what would you like to see on the next videos and your own opinion of this video. It's always very interesting to have different opinions of life. And as you have seen on the profile of this channel, I am Villa Moreno. It's a pleasure to be here always with you, telling you about my Mexican culture. I am Villa Moreno, and goodbye.